We have hip hop trap artist Sledge. What's up, Sledge? How are you?
Good in yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Your name is interesting, not because of Sledge, but how it's spelled. Explain that.
So the reason why it's spelled Slxdgx is because originally with Sledge, someone took that name. So I ended up taking the E's and making them X's. And really, so I can hear people like make up whatever the fuck they want with the name. Like I've had some people say Slurge or like some weird shit, but I like coming back and correcting them, being like, it's Sledge, you know.
That's something that they can chant. You know what I'm saying? When you're on stage, that's a good one. Okay, so I know you got an EP coming up, On the Edge. Talk to me about that.
So the reason why it's called On the Edge specifically is because I'm back in an area where most of my trauma is stemmed from. And that entire time making that EP, my material's a little aggressive, so expect that on there. But the reason why it's called On the Edge is because that entire time being here, I felt like I've been on edge or on the edge emotionally, and really just like power hungry to make music, like, you know, and like I said, the aggressiveness in it.
So would you say that's the way you express yourself?
Yeah, and aggressive, yeah, and just
and
being
through music.
And through music, yeah.
Okay, so since this is explaining a lot of your traumas and different things like that, what do you think that this project will tell the world about you personally and as an artist?
Personally, I mentioned some things on there as far as like relationship stuff, or, you know, a little bit about just kind of like street life, if you want to say, getting close to that, but then trying to stay away from it. And really, like I said, just being fun on there too, not being like, of course, being serious, but not too serious, you know. Just like I said, having fun and being serious with it, just mixing it, if that makes sense.
Okay, so continuing on with your music journey, do you plan to stay independent? Are you looking to sign with a major label in the future, and why?
For now, a little bit independent, just so I can shape my craft and get me situated. But as far as like signing with a label, of course, like I could see it 5 years from now, me signing with a label, like being part of a group or whatever. But yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you were saying getting yourself together. Do you mean like artist development, or what is your
Yeah.
stance on artist development?
So like a little bit of artist development, and then making sure like I said, I'm in check, you know, as far as like my flow, my style, the beats that I'm choosing, just making sure my craft, my image is, you know, where it should be.
Okay, so you have some people that you mentioned in your bio, your image. Did you build your image based upon a lot of your different music inspirations?
As far, yeah. So like the way I dress and stuff like that, like, yeah, that comes from like the early like 2000s, like the Jersey era. Like I really like that era. And then as far as some of the people I listen to currently, and people that were back in the early 2000s that I listened to, and like I said, just making sure I create my own image, you know, because of course I'm inspired by these people, but I don't want to like, you know, copy them in any shape, way, or form, but just do my own thing.
So who would you say really shaped and molded you as an artist, and the way you flow, the way you dress? I know there's a lot of eras that you mentioned, but like who are those specific artists?
Specifically, I'm going to say like Mobb Deep, 50 Cent,
Okay.
Jadakiss, and then like another three I'm going to say currently, like a little bit of Playboy Cardi, Comethazine, and then like Ski Mask, the Slump God, of course, he's fire.
Okay, so you're taking some of that old and some of that new and bringing it together and making your own sound. That's dope. Okay, so some people feel like they might have done things that they might not have wanted to do, or some people feel like they're taking the right path. Do you have any regrets on your path?
Yeah, I took a 2-year gap. I made my first song, Genesis, in 2020, and after that I was very inconsistent, and I didn't take my time. And I had actually gotten in a relationship at that time, and I didn't care nothing about music. I wish I took those 2 years back and had made music, because I could be somewhere right now, you know.
Do you feel like you could maintain a relationship and be an artist in the industry today?
Nah.
Really? Why not?
Nah. Because I'm the type of person, I'll shift my focus onto the person I'm dating. And instead of taking that care and putting it in me, I'll take all of it and put it in that person. And it's not going to get me anywhere.
Gotcha. Okay, so you mentioned a 5-year plan a little bit earlier. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And if not with a major label, there's a lot of successful indie labels out there as well.
Hopefully I've had some performances like done by then, or some sort of accolade, or have a few hits. On top of that, I wanted to start a group called B.R.U.T.E Squad, so B.R.U.T.E and then Squad. But it's like, if you break it down, B.R.U.T stands for becoming reckless upon traumatic experiences. But then if you shorten it, it's going to be called BSC, so B.R.U.T Squad Entertainment. Okay. So hopefully, like, I find people that are just like me or close to, and it's just going to be like, you know, 3 extra people, but hopefully, like, we doing something at that point, and hopefully I found those people.
Okay, that's dope. So you're going to take on the music and the business aspect.
Yeah.
That's good. A lot of people steer away from that. Okay, so if you could choose one song from your upcoming EP to win over a group of new consumers, which would it be? This is something that could win everybody over and make everybody a Sledge fan.
I'm going to have to say Warriors Groove. That's the first song on the EP. Specifically, there's a sample at the end that I really like. It's from White Men Can't Jump. And then on top of that, like I said, my entire flow on that song is different than from what I've shown this entire time up until the EP. Okay. So that song I feel like would bring newcomers.
Okay, so are you also saying that your creative process for each song is a little bit different?
It's a little bit different, but you know, there is some consistencies in it that I had to make sure to change, you know. Just so nobody catches on and be like, oh, he's saying the same old thing, or he's using the same line. I kind of had to critique some things. It was hard, but, you know, it worked on the end. Okay.
So do you have any upcoming shows or appearances you want to tell everybody about?
Currently not at this moment, but I am looking at performing at more open mics in the area. I did have a few open mic performances in Richmond at the Camel.
Nice.
And I'm looking to shift this way and see what's around, you know, in the area.
Okay, that's a good thing. Open yourself up to as many as possible, because that's how you gain the new fans, you know? All right, so tell everybody how they can plug in with you.
So I got a Spotify, I got an Instagram, I got a SoundCloud. All my stuff is on all plats. So all you got to do is search Slxdgx, Sledge, and everything will pop up.
Okay, and last thing. You mentioned a quote. I want you to tell everybody about that quote and what it means to you.
So the quote that I mentioned was, follow your dreams, and use your negative situations and let that be your fuel to turn it into something positive. Specifically, I say that because I went through a lot of traumatic things to where it wasn't normal, but also I just didn't see a way out of that. And like I said, use your negative and turn it into something positive, because I could have done something negative with the negative things that I went through, but instead I made a turnaround and turned it into something positive and just became creative. You know, because some people are going to take that negative and let that be a fuel and do something negative instead of doing something positive, if that makes sense.
And you turned it into art.
And turned it into art, exactly.
That's dope. Well, we are so happy to have had you here with us, Sledge.
Yes, ma'am.
It's good to talk with you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. It's a blessing.
Niggas, they pussy for making me struggle. Just like a parent, I'm taking the game. Bucket a nigga, they really a lame. Second depression, getting over the pain. Just like some jelly, we bumping the stain.